Top members of Congress are calling the new al-Qaeda threat a wake-up call that the terror group is, in many ways, they say, stronger than it was even before 9/11. And joining us now, Congressman Dutch Ruppersberger. He's the ranking member of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. Congressman, thanks very much for coming in. Let's get right to it. Is the threat, according to your analysis, as significant today as it was on Friday when we first learned about it?
Yes, it is. It's a very serious threat. I've seen the intelligence. It's a threat coming from the highest levels of al-Qaeda, and especially focused in the Arabian Peninsula, Yemen, and areas like that. If you recall in the past, the attacks really that were attempted and didn't go off, the underwear bomber, the cartridge bomber, the Times Square, that was all emanating from Yemen. Yemen has focused on the United States and attacking the homeland. So we're very concerned about this, but we're concerned about other parts of the world, and our highest priority is to protect Americans wherever they are in the world. And the best defense against terrorism is intelligence.
So as far as the intelligence community, Congressman, is concerned, do they still anticipate some sort of attempted terrorist plot to unfold within the next few days?
We have to take every precaution that is necessary to protect American lives. And that's what we're doing. We want to put everyone in the world and Americans on alert. And with that, we also are asking people if they see anything unusual to let the authorities know right away. So we have to make sure that we take every precaution, and that's why we're maintaining, and that's why the president has decided to take this into next Friday at this point. We're attempting to get all the information we can, all the intelligence we can from our allies and other people. But we take this threat very, very seriously.
So as far as timing is concerned, you're worried it could happen literally at any moment?
Well, that's the concern, and we're concerned about techniques. We know that al-Qaeda has understood and has learned some of our sources and methods, so they're not planning the big attacks and letting a lot of people know. That's what happened with the attempted attacks just in the United States. And because of that, we're concerned about different techniques, about, putting explosives, plastic explosives in people's bodies so those explosives will not be detected. They're continuing to move and trying to find ways to attack us and kill Americans and our allies. So we have to be vigilant, and we have to take every precaution. And we want to make sure that Americans are aware, and we also want the bad guys, we want the people who are attempting to kill us every day know that we understand the threats there, and we're doing everything we can to stop it.
Do you think all this publicity surrounding the U.S. actions now in the aftermath of these fears may have derailed this plot or convinced the terrorists out there, if they were planning on doing something, not to do it now?
It's a good question, but that's part of the tactic. Not only are we letting Americans throughout the world and the United States know that there is a threat that is out there, but it also sends a message to al-Qaeda, we're getting intelligence, and we're going to do what we can to stop it, and we're doing everything we can, everything that we can do legally to get information to find out who's doing it, where it's going to happen, and to try to stop it.
And just to recap, the threat emanates from Yemen, al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula in Yemen.
No, I didn't say it emanated. I said we're concerned that that's where a lot of the planning and that's where the focus might be. We don't have as much detailed intelligence as we would like, but we do have intelligence on the actual threat itself. So we're worried about al-Qaeda and where they are anywhere in the world. There could be people that they've sent and put in place way before we heard or knew of this threat. That's why we have to be aware.
So it could be here in the United States. It could be in Europe. It could be in the Middle East. The U.S. intelligence community doesn't know.
We have to be ready, and that's why we don't have the exact specifics. But let me say this. Part of what al-Qaeda tries to do and terrorists is disrupt. Americans should live their lives just as they have every day, but just be aware. That we don't want people to stop it. We want them to be aware. I wouldn't take a vacation to Yemen, though. I mean, that just doesn't make sense, or other hot spots. And that's why we've closed the embassies and there's hot spots throughout the world, because we think at this point they might be the most vulnerable.
If the embassies are reopened, is that a sign that the threat has gone away?
Well, I can't discuss that at this point because I don't know. And we're attempting to get intelligence. We're getting briefed on this on a regular basis. And we have all the mechanisms that we use and working with our allies to find out what's going on and whether or not the threat has dissipated. But again, you don't want to be in a position where you're saying everything is okay and then all of a sudden we're vulnerable and we get attacked. So we're taking every precaution that we can to protect Americans throughout the world and our allies.
You referred to this bomb maker, Ibrahim el-Asiri, this Yemeni bomb maker. I think he's originally from Saudi Arabia, but he's believed to be in Yemen right now. Is he key to this potential plot?
He very well could be. And there are other people that have a lot of expertise that are working with al-Qaeda and attempting to find ways to kill us and to make sure they can go through areas where, as an example, through an airport so they wouldn't be detected. That's why they're doing research and development. These are serious people who are attempting to kill us, and they're very smart. And we have to stay a step ahead of them. So, you know, we have to be aware of the bomb maker. He's very good at what he does, and he is an enemy of the United States, and he wants to kill Americans.
Dutch Ruppersberger is the ranking member of the House Intelligence Committee. Congressman, thanks very much.
Okay, well.